Is my voice and video, everything is clear, loud and clear?
Loud and clear, Lord.
Perfect. So good morning, everyone, and dear fellow guests and the members. Welcome to the 142nd meeting of the Palm Meadows Toastmasters Club. I would like to begin by stating a mission to the Toastmaster Club, which was founded by the Lars Mendley, which was in 1924, which has been served by, he has been served 4 million people so far in 145 countries through its 16,000 clubs. And there is a mission statement for the Toastmaster that we provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop the communication and the leadership skill, resulting with a great self-confidence and the personal growth. That is more important. So there's a say by the Ernest Young that when the people talks, listen, when people talk, listen the completely, but most people never listen. Some rules which is to be respected during the meeting. The first one is please mute your audio unless you are a speaker. Please sit in a bright and a comfortable place to make sure you can, your eye will be at the camera level. And the third is if the speaker is speaking or if you are a role taker, I request you to check your audio and video before speaking anything. And the fourth important point is kindly refrain from unnecessary movement that can distract the speaker or the role taker as well. So in this case, you can switch off the video and you can do whatever you want. And in the last, I just want that please refrain from highly entertaining topics, which will help the member. It can help them also for the inappropriate words like sex, religion, and politics, which can hurt the feelings for other people as well. So I will request Toastmaster Srinivas sir to take the proceeding ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. That was a good start, tough start. I know it's there are a lot of things that you need to explain, and there are no nicer ways to explain how members have to be disciplined during the meeting. Nevertheless, it's just a friendly club. It's fine. We don't have any strict guidelines, strict rules, but just guidelines how the members have to know while proceeding the meeting, how members have to, the etiquette of the members. Well, a very warm welcome again to the 142nd session of Medows Toastmasters Club. My name is Srinivas, and theme for today is successful relationships. I was asked to do the TMOD at the end moment, and then I thought of this is one of the best topics, very close to me, because a lot of people I keep interacting. Everybody that we interact, everybody that we meet in our life, how we manage our relationships with that person decides our happiness. I'm sure everybody agrees with this particular topic, a very important and close topic for everybody, necessary topic, because our relationships, they affect us in everyday life. They decide whether we're going to be happy or not. They decide how our career is going to be. They decide many other things that influence our life. They say a great relationship is about two things. First, appreciating the similarities and respecting the differences. Since this is a very familiar topic that you are consciously or unconsciously, you are directly or indirectly working towards making it a successful relationship, making it a good one, I would like to ask you, what are the ingredients for a successful relationship? This can be with your partner, with your spouse, with your family, with the pets that you have. anything. What makes it successful? What are the ingredients for a successful relationship? Anybody? What do you think is an ingredient for successful relationship?
Respecting each other. Respecting, sir.
Absolutely.
Never expect anything, first of all.
Yes. Don't expect anything so that you don't hurt. You don't get hurt. Absolutely. Absolutely. Respect and no expectations. But is it possible not to expect anything in case if you have a spouse?
Yeah, actually, it's
Not expecting from.
actually it's not like 50-50. It's always be 100%. Like it's not always be 100%. It's like there is no
50% don't
100%.
expect.
Yeah, you have to give
50%
your
expect,
100%.
50%
I
don't
never
expect.
expect anything. And it's like if she's falling, you are also falling. If I'm falling, she's also falling. It's not one-on-one.
But yeah, so
So
when
there is no
somebody's
sharing
falling in a relationship, to be successful, when somebody's falling, the other person should give the hand. Lift you up, uplift you.
She lose, I lost. If I lost, she lost.
Of course, of course. Yes. Any other thoughts?
Srinivas, when I see come to the relationship, right? I think the relationship between, you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So when it comes to the relationship between two people, right? Actually, the relationships are actually three, right? One is the guy, other is the girl, and third is right between the relationship between both, right? So there are three sets of people between two people actually. So first thing, as you told, right, we should first try not changing the person rather than understanding because everybody is different, right? First, we should accept things saying that everybody is different, not everybody is the same. So first, if we start accepting the reality, right, most of the issues get resolved.
Okay. Accepting the reality. Okay. So in the sense, accepting the person. Reality in the sense, whatever
Exactly.
is about the person, you are
Yes,
accepting it.
yes. Yeah, accept it in the sense that the nature is how they are, right? So for example, right, if a relationship is good, right, when the person doesn't change for others, right, most of the relationships are very successful. So you need to have the understanding that you are also a person and the other person is also a human being, right? Whoever it may be. You give that kind of accepting the person the same way how they are. Also, they should also be accepting the person whom you are, right? I think if that kind of thing is there, of course, most of the problems are resolved.
Absolutely. So basically, you have to accept the past and work towards the present. If you accept the past of that person, then you don't, most of the problems will not crop up. Absolutely. Yeah. So the respect, no expectations, and acceptance. Anything else? Anybody? What else is important? Yeah, see, when we talk about relationship, if you don't have a good relationship with friends, it doesn't really matter much. In the long run, you get new friends, go on. But when the relationship with your partner, your spouse, your wife, husband, they matter a lot in your life because they're going to be with you 24/7 throughout your life. So when we are discussing, let's focus more there. Or maybe see, even if there are many unmarried people here, but you will definitely have somebody in mind that, so Monica, it's okay, Monica, you're not. So you'll definitely have some expectations. What kind of a partner that you want, how your spouse have, what kind of person that you would like as a spouse. Even though you have not experienced, but you can give your ideas. Absolutely. And how do you think, even though you've been having friends from childhood, right? People are having childhood friends. How is it that it's been successful so far? Because you may have friends for the last 10 years, 15 years. What is that you've learned? What is the takeaway? And the same thing is going to replicate when you're going to live with that person for the rest of your life. How to make this happen? Because like I said, relationship with your spouse defines your happiness throughout life. Yeah, go ahead. Unfortunately, most of the people here are bachelors. So yeah, go
when
ahead.
it comes to friends, I think it's more like your friends accept you for who you are. Like they know your flaws, they know you for the good parts of it. So it makes it very real and a lot more comforting, and like you feel really like you feel like they are your true friends when they know everything about you, like your negative, your positive, and they accept you for who you are. That's something that's important in any relationship, even like when you look at friends and stuff as well. So that's one more point.
Absolutely, I agree. That's how friends are made. But one point is, if you don't like your friend, or if he hurts you, upsets you, even if you don't patch up for a few days, it still works because you don't have to meet your friend. But it doesn't work the way with your partner, with your spouse. You have to you cannot just not talk to that person for days together, not even one whole day. It affects you. If you're not happy with one friend, you go to the other friend. If you're not happy with that person, you go to the other friend till things sort out. At the end of the day, things sort out. But that luxury is not available with your spouse that you are living day in and day out. So it's even more important. It's very sensitive, right? So how to handle? What are the important aspects? That we've got good ideas. Respect, yes, you have to respect, and don't expect anything. And Prasanna said, accept the person as they are. If you accept, then it's fine. But if you accept the person as it is, there are other things that will come into play that we will discuss little later. Anybody else? Everybody has something to say. Definitely,
Yeah.
this is a very common topic.
So-
Yes, Aish.
Shashi and Deepa hai raised her hand. Please, Deepa.
Toastmasters.
Just want to add, like, although we should accept it as it is, as you said, but it is always good to change for the good. I mean, what I have experienced in my relation, it is always good to change yourself a little bit, means be accommodating, so that both of us, means work towards the betterment of the relationship. So rather than taking it as like being stubborn, we should be accommodating.
Absolutely. If you're flexible and accommodative, it solves one side of the relationship. But if the other person also should think like you, in a relationship, both of you should be sailing in the same, will have the same, should sail the same thing. The thing is, you respect, you accept, and you don't expect anything. But the same way, the other person also should think about the relationship. If they don't think, it's not going to work in the long run. Right? They say it, two to tango. You cannot clap with one hand. It is always both the ways. But you can initiate. You can be the best person. Usually, they say that the horse is only as good as the jockey, right? If you're good to your spouse, the spouse also will change. They try to be nice, because that's how people change. They change based on their partner. Yeah. Anybody else? Toastmaster Shashi, sir.
Hi, Toastmaster Shivasan. What a wonderful topic. And I'm so happy that you brought this one called You Cannot Clap with One Hand. And that reminds me of my book, which is about the sound of one hand clapping. And that's the haiku book I wrote. So that's so thank you very much for correcting me with that, my own haiku coffee table book. But having said that, and I wanted to highlight a lot of people, most of the people have really talked about the kind of relationship which is to do with affection, love, and a human personal interaction. But relationship, I must highlight here, and I would like to say also this, that the relationship is not only about human one-to-one affection, love, and friendship. It is also about many other different kind of relationships. For example, employer-employee, shopkeeper and the customer. And there's so many other relationships. The moment you open your mouth to anybody else, you have actually on the first step of creating a relationship, which can be anything. And this is where how our evolutions happen, that we learn how to speak. And the moment we spoke, we started making relationships. Before that, We are all tribal, individualistic people, hunt and gather, or eat, survive. That was happening. And now the language happened. And the language happened and we started creating relationships. So all of you said the right thing. I agree with this thing. But one very important aspect, which I think most of us are missing now, or I didn't hear anybody talking about, is any relationship. This can be anything. One thing is very important, and that's something is the foundation of any kind of relationship is faith and trust. And the moment you have that, then any relationship can go to the next level of being a soulmate partner or esteemed customer, amazing employee, whatever you talk about, it has to have the foundation of trust and faith. Because, and I again go back to the evolution, if the tribal leader is saying, don't go to that watering hole because there's a lion, and if you don't trust the guy, you will go there and you will die, drinking water there. So that has to happen, and based on this only relationship develops. I thought this I'll highlight, and let's also talk about many other relationships, not only because all these young generation is here, so it's all about friendship, love, affection, and one-to-one relationship. But I feel that there's many more relationships which happens the moment a person goes on a stage and politician, he's actually creating a relationship with his vote bank. So there's many kinds of relationships. So I think we should also consider that. Thank you very much, ToastMasters, for giving Srinivasa for giving me a opportunity to speak about it. Very close to my heart, by the way. Wrote a book about it actually, another book about it.
So Toastmaster Shashi, great words actually. I hope you all have heard him, and it sinks into most of the bachelors, especially it sinks into your hearts and minds. Relationship, like I said, it defines your happiness, it defines your life, defines everything, in fact, even the destiny. While respect, understanding, and the expectation, they're all very important in the relationship. The trust is the one that sits on the top of everything. If you don't have trust in your partner, nothing else matters. How much ever love you show, how much ever commitment you have, how much ever understanding you are, trust is the foundation for everything. When you trust, everything works well. Trust is on top of.
Let me, Shivasan, I can't hold myself with me. I had this here. One more thing. The trust factor is so important. A newborn child does not know anything at all. But it only has one thing to survive. That is the trust of her mother, or his mother. And that trust, gives the life to, his relationship. And that's how the bonding happens with the mother and child, the trust. There's nothing else.
Absolutely.
Actually,
So-
I want to add something in the trust.
Please.
If you go around, you'll see everywhere we trust each other. Even our friend, when he's riding a bike or a car, or a bus driver, or a pilot, or you can say the person who constructed a building. What is it? Collapse.
Yes, you cannot be happy without trust.
Yeah.
In every
You-
moment of your life, you cannot even buy things, you cannot do anything in life without having trust.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Even though
agree.
we are running this Zoom call, if something is happen, like it's going to get crash or something, the server, so we are trusting it. Even
Right.
the Zoom meeting, Zoom application.
Like Toastmaster Shashi said, trust is the foundation and pillar of happy relationships. Well, building and repairing relationships are long-term investments. Creating, I'm going to talk more about marriage and a relationship with the spouse, because that's more important than anything else. Like I said, if you don't have a great relationship with your friend, you can find somebody else. But you can't afford to do that with your spouse, because marriages are sacred, and remember, they are very expensive also. So you need to have trust. You need to nurture your relationship. And it's like farming. They say that creating a successful marriage is like farming. How many of you have experienced in farming? Or your parents were farmers?
Yeah, my parents, and even though
So in farming, what is one thing that you do is you have to Every morning you have to go to the farm and work, weeding it, water it. Every day you have to nurture. They reflect your garden, the plants, the flowers, whatever. They reflect how much you nurture them. It's the same thing with your relationship. The more effort you put in, they reflect your the relationship gets reflected on the effort that you put in. You have to put it every day. If you don't water it for 1 week, then you'll say that you water it twice a day, thrice a day. After 1 week, the damage is done. It is an everyday affair.
Sir, I just want to add one
Please.
more thing in trust. As Shashi sir told, trust. Okay, so in relationship, always we show the trust and bonding actually the bonding should be that third person, whatever he should not involve. Always we should keep away for the third person in relationship. Then I believe that relationship will go smooth and it will go further uh, with trust and bonding. That's
Right. See, the marriage is a bonding. That's why you can't be, bachelors. You can't be engaged forever, or even you can't be, partners forever. You have to. There is a. That's why we have a ritual called marriage that creates the bonding. Kids, they create the bonding. And I'm not sure if some of you have been in love or with your wife or someone. That passion for love, that intensity, that fades in a year's time. But the bonding remains forever. That connection remains forever. You start behaving with your partner like she's your friend or he's your friend. That's how it works. The bonding remains. But the love may fade. The intensity may fade. Love is always there. The intensity, the passion will not be like in the first year or second year. It slowly fades away, but the bonding remains. That keeps the relationships together. Right. We have a lot to talk about it, but we will come back to it. There are many others who have not given their perspective. Rachita, Aditya, and even Afshana. We have a guest called Arpan. And there is one more person, iPhone. I'm not sure who is it. Is it our own member? We will come back to it. Be ready with your own perspective. Or if you're missed to give your thoughts, you can just again talk about it. This is a very interesting topic. I want everyone to learn something from it, because it's going to be useful for everybody, including me. It's not that, I have, once you're 50 or 60, you don't have to really learn something about relationship. It lasts till you are here. All right. Every Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 segments. First one is prepared speeches, where the speaker delivers a speech based on the objectives and their pathway level. Since we have all icebreaker speech, the timer should note that the timing is 4 to 6 minutes for all the speeches. Second segment is table topics, and the Toastmasters and sometimes guests will be given a topic and on the spot, and they'll have to talk about the topic for nearly 1 or 2 minutes. Third one is the evaluation segment, which is very important, as that segment carves you into a better speaker. Your evaluator will provide comments and areas to be improved, including the body language, gestures, etc. Before we go into the first segment, I would like to introduce our general evaluator for today, who is an HR professional, works for dedicated Toastmaster, works for Flipkart, and dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Ujjwal. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. So, for the benefit of our members and guests, today I am taking the role of a general evaluator, where my role is to check the overall meeting, how it is happening. So, and for that, I have a team of 3 people. Normally, we call them as a tag team. Tag team is nothing but T stands for timer, A stands for counter, and G stands for Grammarian. So I will request the timer is taken by Toastmaster Afsana. So Afsana, you can tell the timing guidelines.
Hey, good morning, all. Hope you're having a lovely morning. So I'll be the I'll be the so I'll be monitoring and helping the contestants managing their time. I'll display the green card when the minimum time is reached, yellow card during the mean time, and red when the maximum time is reached. So the prepared speeches shall be for 4 to 6 minutes. I'll be flashing green card at the end of the 4 minutes and yellow card at the end of 5 minutes and red card at the end of 6 minutes. For the table topics, green card will be shown at the end of 1 minute, yellow at the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at the end of 2 minutes. I'll give the report at the end of the meeting, and all the best to all the contestants today.
Thank you, Alfana, for this detailed description about the timer role. So now comes to a part where the person will check the R counter thing. So she will explain you about what is the R counter role and what and all things can happen in the R counter. So I will welcome Toastmaster Rachita to introduce about the R counter.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. So good morning all. So I'll be the counter for the session. So I'll be monitoring the words, the unnecessary words that speaker may use in their speech. So I'll be just taking note of the words like and these kind of words. So these words are kind of filter and may detroit the speech. So that's all. So I'll be presenting my report at the end of the day. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ujjwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rachita. So let's come to our next member of a tag team called a Grammarian. The Grammarian is the most important person because the person will only check all the grammar part where what we are lacking and where we need the improvement. So for that, we have our own Toastmaster Monica. She will explain you all the details about the Grammarian role.
Hi. So every meeting has a grammarian whose role is to appreciate your good usage of language, words, and phrases, but more importantly, rectify any incorrect usage or error in any sort of pronunciation or grammatical mistakes. So as the grammarian today, it is also my role to enrich your vocabulary by giving you a word of the day. And the word for today is optimal. And as grammarian, I'll carefully observe the language used in the meeting, the word choice, pronunciation, sentence structure, and particular phrases. I not only take note of improper language, but also the skillful usage of words. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica, for this detailed description and giving the word of the day optimal. So I encourage everyone to use the word of the day optimal. Let's see how many people can use it. This can be a challenge as well. So as per the part of the general evaluator, my third important part is to evaluate the overall meeting. So the overall meeting will only be evaluated at the end. So I will connect with you once when the meeting is about to end. So giving the stage back to Toastmaster Srinivas.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. We will start the first segment. Before that, I would like to again reiterate. All the three speakers are going to be giving their icebreaker speeches. I would appreciate if everybody make a note of what you really liked in the speech, just 1 or 2 sentences, and then give the feedback when we ask you for it. Thank you very much. And the first speaker is working in project management domain with oil and gas major. Most of our they also work in oil and gas major. For some reason, our club seems to attract people who are working in oil and gas. And he's giving his first icebreaker speech. Toastmaster dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, please welcome Toastmaster Dhruv. Toastmaster Dhruv, connecting the dots. What to you?
Thank you, TMOD, for the invite. So I have titled my speech as Connecting the Dots because I heard a phrase from the movie Jobs. Steve Jobs said that to look forward, you have to connect the dot backwards, right? So, and that is what the Toastmasters introduction is all about, right? You tell about your past, you tell what you're doing right now, and you give a glimpse of by telling about your ambition. So, and one of the most common things about introduction is where do you come from? Now, this question has really baffled me for long because, like I was born in Delhi and my dad was with central government. And we kept on moving from places to places, if I ask all of you over here by show of a thumbs up, anybody who has spent time in multiple places for considerable amount of time, like let's say more than a year or so, like thumbs up. All right, three, right? So, and Bangalore is my 10th place, so you can imagine how much I've moved around. So like my dad was with central government, I was telling, so I was born in Delhi, then we shifted to Dalhousie, then we shifted to Jammu and Kashmir, then we went to Chandigarh, and then I moved to Kurukshetra for my studies in engineering. I did engineering in instrumentation, and then for job I was back to Delhi for 1 year. Then I did 2 years masters in Dehradun, somewhere here, right? And then so after that I got placement with a company in Singapore. I was there for 3 years. Then Thailand, okay, somewhere here, and then to Chennai, so back to India, and then now to Bangalore. So Bangalore being 10th place, and what all does this moving around does to you is that you tend to lose you tend to lose a sense of belonging, right? You pretty much are like a nomad, every 3-4 years you're moving. But it also gives you an appreciation and acceptance of different cultures, different traditions. And you also accept the fact, very relevant to today's topic also, the theme of the day of difference of opinions of people, right? So you tend to accept, okay, people will have different opinions and you have to accept that fact because people are different. So that's the one positive which I see. So one positive in giving an online presentation is that you can look at your notes very easily. So the other thing is that I'm not just following my dad's tradition of moving around. So my mom's family tradition has been like of investing. So my grandfather was into stocks. So was my mother and her siblings. And my sibling and my first cousins are not very that much in investment, but I am very head-on with investments in stocks and mutual funds. So, and in my own head, I have considered myself as a very sound financial advisor, right? So, and which I have kept it as a side career path. So, if anything falls apart. On hobbies front, I like reading a lot, but these days I don't find time. So I generally go for audiobook, a very good add-on to, I think, TM Ujjwal's favorite topic is ebook versus paper books, right? So you can also add audiobook to that. So I do listen to audiobooks a lot, and then surprisingly, even after so much moving, travel is one of my biggest hobbies, and I love to travel. In fact, in my bachelor days, I would just go on a trip on made on an overnight plan, without with minimum planning. So that's how I love to travel. And one incident what I can remember is during my stay at Singapore, me and my colleague, on a Chinese New Year holiday, we just went on the 4-day vacation. We went to Phi Phi Island in Thailand. That was around 900 kilometers, right? So, and we just spent 2 days, just literally traveling, changing buses to buses. So that's how I've just picked on traveling.
And thankfully, I share the same passion, or you can say hobby, with my wife Arisha. So my kids, they are two kids, Namya and Avya, aged 8 and 2. They have literally hijacked my hobbies of movies, music, and reading. So most of the time, if I'm watching a movie, I'm watching an animated movie. If I'm listening to music, I'm listening to nursery rhymes. And if I'm reading something, I'm reading bedtime stories to them. So that's how they have hijacked my passion, hobbies. So why I am here, I aim to be master in my craft, and that is project management. And in project management, the heart of project management lies in communication, your leadership skills, and your interpersonal skills. So this is where pretty much the reason I've joined the Toastmasters. So with that, I would say that I very much believe in the phrase that a man appears wise till the moment he breaks silence. So now I will maintain the silence and I will pass on to TM Modi to continue. Thank you, TM Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhruv, for sharing your thoughts and but especially about the kids. I know how it is having two kids at home. There's one thing that you missed. We all know that they share our music, they share our hobbies and everything, and we share their leftover food. And it's so lovely to know to have kids at home. And one thing in Toastmasters, we are all here to help each other. It's a non-profit making organization. So we all want to be friends with Dhruv because he's a financial planner. Right?
In my own head, I
remember Toastmasters, we help each other and we don't charge anything for the services. Yeah. Right? Very well. Thank you very much for that wonderful one. And one thing I believe, Toastmaster Dhruv, I know that constantly keep moving around. You don't make permanent friends, and it's very annoying, especially during the kids' age. We would have just made friends. We would have started playing with the kids. We would have made a group, and suddenly you have to move to a new location, and then again you have to start all over again. It's very daunting, especially for kids. Very taxing because you can't fix to your routine at any point of time, even sports or whatever. It's very difficult to catch up when you move to a new place. And the new environment is always challenging because of the cultural. India being a subcontinent, every place is different. Every language, every state, even within the state, north is different, south is different. The language, accent, people, they're so different, right? But one thing that people who have traveled, who have moved across in many places, is their perspective is much broader. Their horizon is much broader. Their adaptability and flexibility is way, way good compared to people who's stuck in one place. And they're more successful in their careers and business because of these reasons, because life, they would have learned a lot of things during the childhood just by being getting exposed to various other stuff that which people who are staying in only one place and that the comfort of in the same town don't pick up. It's very difficult. I'm not saying living in one place is bad, but there are some advantages of moving around. They pick up many friends, many cultures. You're more adaptable and more flexible, and you pick up good skills as well. Very well. Our second speaker for today is an industrial engineer, someone who keeps smiling all the time and spreads the joy to everybody, and is currently working as a data analyst in Bangalore. She didn't want to give her company's name. She never gave so far. And she likes to play badminton and likes to draw during her free time. And dear fellow Toastmasters, please welcome Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas, for the introduction. So I'll start off with my speech. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Monica. Today I'll be giving my icebreaker speech, which is a chance for me to introduce myself. I was told by everyone that it's the easiest speech that you could give in Toastmasters, but I think it's the most challenging one for me. I always find it hard to talk about myself, maybe because I'm still trying to get to know myself better. But nevertheless, I'll jump right into it. I'm from a simple, small family. It's just me, my parents, and my younger brother. Now, before I move on, how many of you are the elder one, like the elder sibling? Raise your hands if you are. Okay. So yeah, even I am an elder sibling. I'm the elder one, which means that I was the pampered one and the special one until my brother showed up. And after that, he took all the attention away from me. But as the elder sibling, you're always the one who's expected to be more responsible. You've had to hide every single thing you've owned in your life from your sibling. And you'll always have your sibling following you around, and it's always very annoying, and you become the one who they come to whenever they have a fight with their parents or anything of that sort, and you're always struggling to balance between being the cool sibling and the boring parental figure. So this was all me as the elder sibling. But having said that, as the elder child, you also go through some amount of experimentation that goes on in your life. And I had my fair share of it as well. So due to, like Dhruv said, due to my father's line of work, I had to move around a lot as a child. Andhra Pradesh was where I was born, but I've moved around quite a bit since. I lived in Pune, subsequently Bombay. So how many of you know Bal Thackeray? Yes.
I know him, but he doesn't know me. That's okay.
Yeah, so he was my neighbor, and it's the only thing I know from living in Bombay. So he's an Indian politician who founded the Shiv Sena party. So yeah, we were his neighbors, and after that, from kindergarten till like 5th grade, I lived in Visakhapatnam, and I think it's like a beautiful place filled with a lot of beaches, and I think it's my second favorite place after Bangalore. So once after this was done, my most crucial schooling years were spent in Bangalore. I stayed here up until my 10th grade, made some really close friends from school, had a really good time, and then again reallocated to Brunei, which is close to Malaysia. From here, I completed my 11th and 12th, got some exposure to the rest of the world, lived in a hostel, had the whole boarding school experience and so on. And then I returned to Bangalore and pursued industrial engineering and management from RB College of Engineering. And now finally, I've started my first job as a data analyst. So this was a journey in itself, and I got a lot of exposure. However, one big disadvantage was from this very living arrangements and exposure was that I always ended up being the one to join in the middle of the year, which meant had to face the challenge of fitting in or, easily blending in. That was always hard for me. But the whole process made me a lot more adaptable and someone who anybody can approach easily. And like Toastmaster Srinivas said, it makes you a lot more flexible as well. And also, I don't find it hard to live by myself in a new place anymore. It's something that I'm okay with. And yeah, so it's also brought in a sense of appreciation to new cultures and different places. And it's always nice to be in a different place. Now, if this was one part of me, then another would be my hobbies and my interests. So I like to draw, I like playing badminton, and I also like to swim. But I don't think since pandemic, swimming and all that has happened in a while. And I think the last time I did any kind of drawing was some sort of an amateur Madhubani art, because now that there's work, it's hard to balance it out. But apart from all this, I also like to go on road trips and long drives. As a child, my parents would always take me around for drives and everything just to feed me, or, because I was always like a really bad, I don't eat properly. So that's one really big challenge for my parents from the start. And they always had to take me on all these long drives to show me around and just feed me. That was one more thing. And even now, I think that's rubbed up on me, and like I still like going on long drives. I love the journey more than the destination. And I just never wish for the drive to ever end. It's like something I really like. So this is about me so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. I definitely agree that she doesn't eat a lot. So in case if you want to invite her for dinner or something, you don't have to really worry about it. Just a couple of tomato slices and a bread. She'll be very happy with. Please feel free to invite Monica. And yes, this is the first time I'm hearing someone said that they lived in Brunei, a very, very small country just next to Malaysia. And their king is one of the richest guys. He just doesn't care for anything else. He's so rich, damn rich, that he doesn't care for tourists. He doesn't care for relationship with any other country. It's very isolated country. Very glad to know that you live there. But I've definitely asked you more questions on it because I'm also curious about that country. Not everybody knows about Brunei. It's a very small country, but very rich country. Bolkai, right? Is the Sultan of Brunei. His name is
Sultan. Yeah.
The
people are very friendly and welcoming, and they're just happy in their own world. Very laid back, and it's very different from our country for sure. It's very busy and everything's running around here, but there it's very laid back. It's like you're in a holiday spot or a vacation.
That's what happens when the country is so rich, everybody has enough money. You're just on a holiday. Great. And I definitely agree that Vizag is one of the most beautiful places. I don't know how many of you are from, I don't think any of you are from Andhra. I was born in Andhra, grew up in Andhra for about 10 years. So Vizag is the only place, a good tourist place that the entire Andhra has. Andhra doesn't have any tourist places at all. Pilgrimages, they have Tirupati, but no touristy places, except for Vizag, and there is another place called Araku. But it's been so many years. I've never been to that part of Andhra Pradesh. It's always there in the top of my list that I should visit. Being an Andhraite, I should visit Vizag as well. In fact, even Hyderabad, I recently visited. I've never been to Hyderabad as well. Very recently, I started visiting that too because of office trips.
I want to add, I was also there for some time. Like I got my posting there in Vizag for some time, and I used to visit from Vizianagaram to Vizag daily basis. So it was like 1.5 hour or 1 hour journey. And it was so refreshing every time, means between the mountains, you are crossing the mountains and weather, everything was awesome there. I still remember that place. It's very nice.
Very interesting to know, but why were you traveling every day from Vizianagaram to Vizag? Why didn't you move to Vizag?
No, that posting was actually for a short duration for 2 to 3 months. So we're like that we managed.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. It was nice to know about our bold and young new Toastmaster. And I have to tell one more thing about Monica, which I can't help hiding it. So we had an offsite, the first offsite meeting that we had in our Toastmasters meeting. Usually, even to bring somebody to the Toastmasters meeting itself is a very big task. So we hosted it in offsite, and Monica just attended as a guest in offsite. So she is that bold, she is that flexible and adaptable, and she always wants to explore things. That's a typical example of Monica. Good one. And our third speaker for today, she just said she's a banker by profession and traveled from Vijayanagar to Vizag, enjoyed her time. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, please welcome Toastmaster Deepa, YCB, Toastmaster Deepa. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. My speech title, SAB, VACB, means blend. So I am a blend of a small town and a big city. My childhood I spent with my grandparents, especially my granny, in a small village named Farrukhnagar in Haryana. So, I think everybody has heard about Gurgaon, right? It is a IT city like Bangalore. Everybody must have heard about Gurgaon. So my place was around 30 to 40 kilometers from there, and it was nowhere like Gurgaon. It was there. The life was very simple, very grounded, and I enjoyed every bit of that. Like playing all type of street games, watching peacock dancing in our verandas, with 2 basic channel in our television, and studies means no pressure at all. What is that? That was nowhere. And most importantly, with all the love and blessings of my granny on me. So I spent my childhood like that. Now, during my higher education, I moved to Delhi at my parents' place. That was quite challenging for me. All of a sudden, my siblings appeared from nowhere. I had to adjust with them. And then I had to switch from an Hindi medium to an English medium schooling. And that too, almost different kind of atmosphere, different type of friends. So little bit challenging, but I conquered all of it with the power of time, you can say, and with my dedication and hard work, and got admission in one of the finest college of Delhi University. And I completed my graduation and post-graduation from there. Now about my job, my parents, they never believed in that. Being from a business class family, they always thought it is an impossible thing to achieve. So I kept on trying, taking guidance from my teachers, my friends around me. I wrote competitive exams and I cracked this exam of SPI for probationary officers. So that was a proud moment for my entire family, and I'm still in that job at a post of manager. And yes, about my interest, I love dancing a lot, and even in my most tired state, I can dance for hours. So that is my passion about dancing. So yes, to sum up, I can say that I imbibe in myself the vibes of both the small town and the big city. Although I'm staying mostly in the big city like Gurgaon and Bangalore, but from my heart, I am still a small town girl. And the reason I joined this club now everybody now knows my background. So communication has always been a challenge for me, and it has stepped me down in many places at many times. So I just want to take it as challenge and just want to face it and conquer it this time. So that's it about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. Toastmasters is a fun way of learning, conquering your public speaking fears or improving your communication. You are in the right place. I really wish you all the best. You're already there. It's not that your communication is bad. You're already there. A little bit of fine tuning, which without any help, I think, if you attend the classes, sessions, you'll pick it up. And I wish you all the best. And second thing, you see, Toastmaster Dhruv is there to help us with our financial planning. Toastmaster Deepa being a banker, we all have a lot of issues with our bank accounts. So we want to move to the bank that where you're working so that we get ready help. And also, Toastmaster Deepa loves dance. So much we can expect, we can have so much fun. One person takes care of our finances, the other person gives us the way to have fun in life, right? We'll definitely need you guys. We're glad that you both are here in our club. Well, moving on to the theme. In actual Toastmaster scenario, after this segment, we take a 10-minute break, but we use the 10-minute break for coming back to the theme and talking about the theme. We spoke what are the essentials of a relationship, but now how to maintain that, sustain that relationship. Like I said, farming. Please give your inputs. What is that you need to do to maintain the relationship? It's an extension of what you guys mentioned, but what are your thoughts on how do you maintain your relationship? What is that you do on a daily basis to maintain the relationship going well? How is this working out for you?
I think one thing important is that when disagreements happen, they will happen in any relationship between friends or husband or wife or even with a kid. So probably, yeah, you should hold back from reacting and responding much to the situation, and just try to understand the other person's perspective. So I think that's really important in, in taking the relationship forward, to understand the other person's perspective in disagreements.
Absolutely. That is, when you want to understand, you have to respect their perspective. When you respect their perspective, you understand, you have to think from their shoes. The moment you start thinking from their shoes, you have empathy, you have everything, and then there are no disagreements. Absolutely. It works. When you start thinking from their perspective, you don't have any kind of issues, even in the work, even with friends, with anybody else. The problem with us is we expect the other person to be like us. We may be very perfect, but every human being is different. Every human being comes with different backgrounds, different experiences. The moment we expect the other person to behave the way we want them to behave, then the conflict starts. The one way to avoid that conflict is to think from the other person's shoes. That is basically understanding that person. Great one. Anybody else? You can talk about your parents. You can talk about your brothers. How do you mingle? You can talk about your friends. Anything is fine. Don't think that this is only about a spouse or a partner or your lover or your husband or wife. It can be anything. How is that you are maintaining? What are the things that are working for you?
I think the communication is more important in a relationship, whether it is with your parents or your partner or with your friends. I think we all need to talk openly and be good listeners. That's the two foremost thing in the communication. And rather than assuming things, it's better to communicate.
Exactly. I totally agree. When we don't speak to the other person, there can be two things. One is that you assume something and you think, okay, yeah, this is why they're behaving. It can be different, right? Or when you're silent, when the other person is not behaving the way you want the person to behave, and when you're very silent, you may be avoiding conflict, but the other person will think that you're not interested. If you are interested to make the relationship work, you communicate, you talk, you argue, you fight to make this work. Fighting is always not bad. When you fight with someone, that means that you want the attention of the person. You care for that person. You want that person to be in your life. The moment you stop arguing, the moment you stop fighting for the relationship, that means you gave up. So communication is very important. I'm not saying that, I'm not suggesting you that you fight every day. That will backfire. Nobody wants to be with a fighter cop, right? Fighting in that sense, not literal fighting. Arguments are good once in a while. Otherwise, life is very boring, right? You do whatever that person likes and that person does whatever you like. Day in and day out, it will be very boring. You need to have different perspectives in life, different changes. You need to do things differently. So arguments help there. Do something different. Arguments are also the same thing. Breaks you out of monotony. Start thinking something else. You start doing something else. And you stop taking your partner for granted. It's very, very important. When everything is going normal, smooth, you tend to take your partner for granted because you think, hey, everything is fine. Why should I change? But there are certain other things that are needed to break that monotony, do something else, right? Good one, Rachita. Anybody else?
Relationship is like it is not like perfection. Always being perfect will be like very boring, I believe. It should be fun, being friendly, open up, speak with each other, whatever it may be. Like if it is a very big conversation or very small conversation, it's better to be friendly, be joyful, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, because there is one life. Maintaining relationship with being perfect with each other, I don't think it is fake being perfect. So better be open up what you are, be that person. So a friend, whatever our partner, maybe in starting he is very boring, later on he'll become interesting with our behavior. So better not to be perfect.
Good, very good insights, Ayesha. You spoke like quite an experienced person. You can be a relationship guide as well. There are a lot of good insights. Absolutely. If you keep looking for perfection, you are missing on the finer details of life. Life is not just about being perfect, right? You need to experience everything. The life has to be complete. If you're only looking at one thing in life, you're missing out on many other things. That's what, if you expect your partner to be very perfect, then you don't need a partner. If both are same, you and your partner are the same, the one person is redundant. There should be a little bit of differences. That makes things very interesting. It's not that extremely opposite also, they don't mingle together. And perfectly similar also, it's very boring. There should be some amount of balance to make things very interesting. Anybody else?
I think ask sorry when it is needed. Say thank you when it is needed. I think both words makes huge difference.
Exactly, Prasanna. One thing that we tend to take our close people for granted is, it's okay. We don't have to say sorry because she's close enough or he is close enough. We don't have to thank them. We don't have to apologize because it's okay. They understand. They know me. This is how I behave. So I don't have to apologize. That's a very wrong concept. They make small things make bigger difference in a relationship. They matter a lot. Very, very small things that we take for granted in day-to-day life, they matter a lot in a relationship. Smaller things are big in a relationship. Absolutely. I only covered 20% of my topic, but we are running out of time. And when I was searching for it, I found tons and tons and tons of quotes on relationship. No other topic gives you so many quotes. I was actually amazed and surprised, and it made my job easier. I just copy pasted some of the quotes. I have many quotes, and then like last session, I've just covered only 20% about the relationship. I'll not bore you. Maybe we can talk when we are physically meeting. Time for the next session. Let me introduce our table topic master for today. The flamboyant Toastmaster Swapnil. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Srini. I was hoping that today it's going to be rain, but currently I see it's a sunshine. The reason is I took a topic of rain because I'm seeing the too much rain, too much things. So that's why I feel like it's better to have a table topic master on rain. But it doesn't happen. Let's see. So how many of you have seen Justice League Snyder Cut? Anyone? Okay, nobody has seen that movie. It's a Superman, Batman, and everything. So he has just a short story of 10 seconds. So what they were doing, like they have Mother Box and the Apocalypse is the villain who is taking about like getting that, and sometime he lost everything in the end. So at the end he was saying like we'll go to the old ways. Like with the Mother Box, he can able to go to the Earth, like it's a finest technology. But now he has to go with the old ways, like something bullock cart or something, the old way to fly over there. So that's how it is. I want to context in why I'm doing that. The reason is like I'm again going to take the topics similar like my old one. Today again I'm going to take all my memes in front of you and you have to talk over there. The situation you face while in the rain. I'm going to share the screen. I hope table topic, and I hope everyone is able to see my screen.
Yes, Swapnil, we can see your WhatsApp actually.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so here are the surprises waiting for you. Aisha, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, cool. Let's start with here. The Bangalore days.
So I should speak about this. Okay.
Yeah, you have to speak for 2 minutes. Yeah, with this context.
Okay. For how many minutes?
Huh?
For how many minutes?
It can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, anything if you want. That's all.
Okay. So actually, rain. Rain I like more because always people usually they most of them maybe they hate rain, but I love rain because I'll be traveling a lot from 7 years. I'm out of station actually. I'm from Hoskote, so I'll be traveling for city. So it became habituated to by traveling. So while traveling, starting when it was raining, it was very irritating for me because during college days, in morning only rain was starting. Then I used to get wet. Then again going in college, sitting for 6 hours, 7 hours, coming back for home. So it was annoying. Later on, it became habituated for me. Now I really like rain. If continuously, if I want to be in rain for half day, also fine. I'll enjoy rain because it will never irritate me now. And yeah, we born in, especially I'm from Bangalore. I born in Bangalore. I feel very lucky because Bangalore weather is not always summer, winter, or rainy, because here always we don't know each day which season will start here, because in half day it may rain, after half day it will start summer again, so climate will be changing. So yeah, that's it.
That's good, Aisha. Now let's go for another person. Prasanna. Prasanna, you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, let's go for something.
When third graders sing rain, rain, go away, it's a simple spell but quite unbreakable. Yeah. Okay. I think right from past few days I have been seeing so much of rains, right? I feel that if it stopped raining, it is better actually because we are now called to office as well, right? So I stay in Hebal. Traveling during this rainy season is horrible, right? Last week I started at 9:30 from my office and reached out 1:30, right? And immediately from 5:30 I started and I came back to home at 8:30. Close to 7 hours I was in cab only, rather just 4 hours at office. So I feel if it rains badly, right, the travel time and other things are going to be very badly in Bangalore. So I'm also one of the person who actually says that rain, rain, go away. Enough of rain, and I think more rain. Anything more is definitely not good. I think now that is the state in Bangalore. Most of the lakes and stuff are full. I think need some little sunny for some time. At least we can at least travel in Bangalore. Already the traffics are very bad. So especially right, it doesn't rain in the morning actually, right? In every single day you can see three climate, right? You can see summer, you can see winter, and you can see the rainy season as well. Right, morning it's the sun brights very hard, and then evening 4:30 it starts raining. Right, it's like an alarm clock always. Around 4:35 o'clock it starts raining, and especially nowadays the rain pattern is at night it rains, and morning when you get up, right, you don't see any water actually. So you tend to start your regular activity, then you find that the whole night it was raining. So that is how it is. So I pray not rain, especially on weekdays. Weekends, yeah, it is okay. I don't travel much. So on the weekdays, I would always say that rain, rain, go away now.
That's a good one. Let's go for another person. Rachita. Taking something. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I'm able to see, and that is so true. Yeah, so it's true that like whenever it's raining, I always forget to take my umbrella, and whenever I'm taking my umbrella, it's there is no raining after that. And I could also relate this to other circumstances as well. Like in my school as well, whenever I used to take notes or something, it and when the time at the time of checking, it I never had my. I always forget to take my notebook or something in school. So yeah, this is um, quite relatable. Like whenever I need something at some point of time, I usually don't find it because that's uh, maybe because I'm more, I'm not, I don't put things in an organized way. I'm more of an unorganized and messy. So yeah.
Thank you, Rachita.
Right. Thank you.
It's Deepa. Deepa, you here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take this.
Finally, some much needed rain falling.
The thunderstorm.
Yes, I mean, yeah, we like the rain when we are on a trip, and especially, on a road trip. So we keep wishing, like, okay, during the whole, traveling time, it should be raining outside, and means we enjoy it like that. And especially when we are on a hilly areas and all. So just sitting there, relaxing with some hot, soup or tea or something, and it's raining, and it may be thunderstorm. That I mean, once you are in a chilling mood and relaxing mood, rain is awesome. Yeah, while traveling to office, it's a different story. But yeah, we love the rain when we are on a holiday trip. I always wish for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's move to our guest, if anyone is here. We have Arpan. Can you speak up, Arpan? Arpan, are you there? I think he went. Okay, we'll take someone else.
We have Dandapani as well. We can give. We can ask Dandapani to speak.
Okay,
I think he is currently not.
Okay, I got to. Who is Deepa? Bandepani. Where is he?
I think he's not there. He's actually.
Swapnil, this is going to be the last one. We are running out of time.
Okay, cool. Sure.
Yeah.
Dhruv. Dhruv, you there?
Yeah.
Let's take something.
What to say about this? Okay, really funny tag, a funny meme actually. So I really smiled on this, and this is actually true. This is how I run around when it's raining, and and especially during pandemic, when everybody was at home. So every time, my wife found me that I didn't had the headphones on, that means I'm not attending the meeting, and so I was sent out for these courses, and Bangalore has so much rain. So yeah, I found it myself doing the second guy in the picture. Yeah, I totally relate to them, and yeah, not just this stuff, apart from this other stuff as well, right? So not just the rain stuff, but the usual stuff, when I'm at home and doing work from home. So yes.
That's great.
Expectations, right? We all have expectations.
So from this, our TM table topic master is going to get end. Over to you, Srinivas.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Swapnil. In case if you have Swapnil in your WhatsApp, so you can find all these names in his status. It's fine. And thank you very much. It's the rains, we can't be, if you're a Bangalorean, we can't be, we can't expect it doesn't to be rain, especially on Saturdays and Friday evenings when we have planned something. It's going to rain and we are stuck even before sometimes, I've attended some of the functions. We would have left it around 6 o'clock, and even at 11 o'clock, we'll still be on the road. So that happens. It's a quite familiar thing in Bangalore. And Prasanna, that is wonderful that you spend 7 hours on the road and 4 hours in the office. I hope your boss empathizes with you then and asking you to move to a place closer to the office, right? And yes, some people like rains. Especially, it depends on the perspective. The childhood thing where you grow up. People in Rajasthan and all, they crave for rain, right? Because they don't have enough water. And people who are living in places like Kur, Mangalore, Udupi, they don't like rain because it's always raining all the time. It's based on the perspective, but everybody needs rain. It's not just us. Even though we have a little bit of inconvenience when it rains, there are thousands and millions of living beings that need water. We can go switch on the motor, we can dig a bowel and get water, but animals, they definitely need water. They can't do anything other than they are only dependent on rainwater that falls near their place, right? And also they said whenever there is a cyclone, we only see the damages, like it's a 400 crore damages, the crops are gone. Actually, the damage is only 10%. The benefit that people get from that kind of cyclones is 90%. The groundwater gets replenished, rivers will be flowing, lakes will be full. There are so many benefits of heavy rains, which papers don't highlight, media doesn't highlight. They only highlight what is the damage done. It's a temporary inconvenience, but the benefits are abundant with rain. If it doesn't rain for 1 year, next year, we will not have anything to eat at all. The entire economy, ecology, everything becomes topsy-turvy. Right. With that, I would like to pass on to our general elevator, Toastmaster Ujjwal, to take it further. Yeah. Go ahead, Toastmaster Ujjwal.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. So as I have already told all of you that I will come in the end to do the overall evaluation of the meeting. Now, here comes the interesting part. So as I have already told that I have a team of 3 people that we are normally call them as a tag team. I think they have prepared the report and how about the timing, about the grammarian where we have lacked, and the counter report. So I will just take a minute of time and I will tell you the importance of the timer. So it is important for you, for anyone who is giving the speech or who is presenting anywhere, to mark the time that whether I am finishing it on a timely basis or not. So for that, our Toastmaster Afsana has taken the details. So I will request her to show the details which and all they have taken. She has taken. So Afsana, stage is yours.
Hello all. Okay, I'll just start with my report. Coming with the like prepared speeches, Toastmaster Dhruv took 5 minutes and 55 seconds, and Toastmaster Deepa took 3 minutes and 35 seconds, and Toastmaster Monica took 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Coming to the table topic, Toastmaster Deepa took 28 seconds to speak. Toastmaster Prasanna took 1 minute and 39 seconds. Toastmaster Aisha took 1 minute and 31 seconds. And Toastmaster Dhruv took 50 seconds to speak on this. And Toastmaster, sorry, I forgot, Toastmaster Rachita took 59 seconds. That's all my report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Afsana. So for the detailed report, and for the R counter, I request Toastmaster Rachita to show the details or the report, whichever you have created. The stage is yours, Rachita.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster as well. Actually, my Excel is not getting downloaded. So let me just do it that from phone only.
If you have written on the Excel, you can directly share the screen so that we can directly.
Yeah, now it's. Okay. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, sure.
Host disabled participant screen sharing.
So, Swapnil, give the access to her actually. Screen share. Swapnil, you are on mute.
I'm not getting that option over here. More spotlight to everyone, rename, allow to record, allow multiple. I do not have that option, sharing.
Okay, Rajita, you can just directly tell the
Okay.
counts directly. We will rectify this issue.
Okay.
Ujjwal, can you make me co-host? I'll do it.
Okay, just a minute. So actually, Swapnil is recording actually. For that, I made him the co-host as well.
You can make me host.
Let him host. I do not have those access.
Rachita, you can share your screen.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, okay. So for the Toastmaster of day, that is Toastmaster Srinivas. The overall it was good. Just only one and one but. That's all. And after that, the general evaluator Toastmaster Ujjwal, he has used 2 times, and rest is okay. And coming to Toastmaster Dhruv, for the icebreaker session, he has used 7 times, and yeah, and rest is fine. And Toastmaster Monica, 5 times, and 7 times, and like 1 time. And coming to Toastmaster Deepa, only 1 time. So it was overall a good flow for Toastmaster Deepa. And coming to Toastmaster Swapnil, he has used 1 time, and so 2 times. And coming to Toastmaster Aisha, 3 times up and nothing other, no conditions as such. And coming to Toastmaster Prasanna, 3 times are, 2 times right, and 1 time so. Coming to Toastmaster Deepa, in their table topics, 2 times are, that's all I guess. And Toastmaster Dhruv again, it's just 1 timer and 2 times so. And he also used 1 time, so that's all. Overall, it was good, like no others condition was being used. That's all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rachita, for this detailed evaluation or the detailed report on the R counter part. So now the most interesting and the most important part is our grammarian. So may I request Toastmaster Monica to share the reports on that?
Yeah, I'm not able to. So I'm having some problem with my Excel, but I found so Toastmaster Aisha, a few words were the pronunciation for a few words was a little bit incorrect. So maybe that can be changed with practice. Same for Toastmaster Deepa, and for Toastmaster Aisha, there was one place where you said we born in or I born in. That's something that can be changed. I was born or something along those lines. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica, for short and crisp report on the grammarian part. Now let's come to the overall evaluation of the overall meeting from starting to the end. We have started 5 minutes late. By 10:05 we have started, but we have opened the link by 9:45 exactly. I have opened the link for everyone to join. So mostly in the online meeting, I request everyone to join 10 minutes prior so that we can get connected and what and all the we can just check whether audio and video clarity and everything will be fine or not. So we can do that thing in the first 10 to 15 minutes of time before 10 o'clock. That is the important part. And secondly, our great theme, Toastmaster Shini sir, actually out of a sudden, Shini sir told me that this is a theme. I thought, okay, chalo, let's this is a good way of discussion on the relationship part as well. And our speeches, this is the first time is happened that all the 3 speech is icebreaker speech, and I think we need to give the standing ovation to all the people. Actually, we thought that we will give in the end. So kudos to all the people who has given all the icebreaker speech. And apart from this, Mr. Dhruv, your speech was actually it was not feeling like that you are giving the speech for the first time. It was like a speech like you have already given it 5 times or 6 times you have already given. It was the way you have given it. And Monica and TM Deepa, great speech, seriously. Because I know, because when I was preparing for my icebreaker speech, I was like blank. I am thinking to give my icebreaker again, but as of now I am at the level 3 stage in the course, so I'm again thinking to go back to that stage and I will give the once again. And about the table topic session, TM Swapnil has given the good topics. The best part is always he takes the jokes, that topic, but we can't think of that because he has the habit to take, once you will, if you save his number on the mobile, every morning by 7 or 7:30 or 8, whenever he will be free, you will get the status, and once you will read the status, you will definitely love. No other choice of you can see it. You can save his number, and you can see all the jokes and memes what he used to mention on the status on the WhatsApp status as well. So he used that thing to make a question. That is a good idea of Swapnil.
Ujjwal,
And
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Be crisp. We can talk little in a social interaction. So just be crisp. We have to get evaluations done. We are running out of time.
Okay, sure. So yeah, and about the evaluation, all the reports are very well done. So yeah, that's it, Srinivasa, from my side.
Ujjwal, we can ask for evaluations from everybody.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that one is also pending. So if anyone have can attempt for the evaluation, can go and try from your own thoughts.
Sure, I'll give them.
You just give 1 or 2 lines of everybody's speech, what you felt and what you felt good
Yeah,
about.
sure.
For Monica, I can say like you have a really good fluency, which I seen over like you have a really grasp of few good words. The way you speak, the way you took emotions into that, I really like. I don't think that it was your first speech over here. But one thing, can you take little bit speech higher and then lower? When you start talking about your stories, there should be speech like I'll say like this is with everyone. Like maybe the first time or maybe your ego or your like speech should be like high then low. That's how you tell a story. That's all from my side, Monica. And Dhruv Mittal, I was seeing like you are a little bit nervous, a little bit inconfident where when you're talking about, because I seen your eyes are roaming here and there, and you're trying to grab the subject and try to find the words when you are talking. So maybe it can be like those words are like you should have, even though you are grasping the words, you should be like have a strong eye contact with the person. So I can see you can have a with the camera. I can say that in here. But the fluency was awesome. Then Deepa, it was pretty fine. I don't have any excuses or anything. Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, you can again go with like everything is like stagnant. The story is stagnant. It wasn't like little bit bumps and bounds. You are saying some kind of stories with some interest, so you can give some masala or some like human and engaging story. Same way you can do that. How can everyone learn? How I usually go with that. Let me tell you, there are few international Toastmasters in the YouTube. You can see them. You can understand like how they are saying the story, how you're explaining what should be a good storyteller. So by taking the reference, you can understand why. So thank you.
Who else wants to go?
Can I go, Toastmaster Srinivas?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, so I have heard only 2 speeches. Then I had to, I know I was in a bad zone, so I was not corrected. Okay, so and that is one Dhruv, and the other one is Deepa. And Dhruv, you're a wonderful speaker, and I don't think that you need to do icebreaker because it comes as a flow. It was really wonderful to hear your life story in so many interesting good words. So I really enjoyed that. Wonderful way speaking. And the good thing is that you were trying to engage, and on Zoom, I know that it is not able, it is not very comfortable to engage that way. But you did, and I loved the way you brought out the whole life story in a various different sections, which was very good. So wonderfully done, Mr. Dhruv. Toastmaster Dhruv, I say. Thank you, and Toastmaster Deepa. What I liked about your particular speech is that I could connect with this because you started with a story and 2 peacocks dancing in the rain and those kind of stuff. And I know that I'm going to go a little bit off. Toastmasters have a certain way of speaking, which I'm not really very comfortable. The drama and the other stuff. I don't do that. But yes, Toastmasters does, hone us in that kind of skill. But your story was wonderful, and I could relate to that. And that's how any, what do you call it, very impressive speeches are. As far as the language is concerned, anything goes. So you don't have to worry about that, the tone and other stuff. Just quickly to ask you, you are from which place? Deepa, you are from which place? I'm sorry, because I could relate to you, Delhi. I'm from Delhi in any case. So that story
Yeah.
about your call. Sorry.
Haryana, but mostly means, as I told in my story, I during my higher education I moved to Delhi.
Okay. So Delhi, I'm from Delhi, so I could relate to that. The kind of difference comes because I came from the backwaters of UP and was in Delhi. And when you make those friends, and those friends are totally a different kind of animal than what you interact with in your small town or kasba, or in my case for village. So it takes time, but you manage so well, so wonderful, and I really enjoyed hearing you. That's about it, Toastmaster Ujjwal from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Shashi. Ujjwal, can I go? I don't have a lot, but I can now.
Yes, sure, Toastmaster.
Yes. So Toastmaster Monica was saying it's not easy to write the speech, especially if it is about you. Whatever happens in our life, it is very interesting for us. But will it be enough interesting for the audience? We may have gone through a lot of things, a lot of interesting, but can we put that, make it very interesting for the audience? With today, what I've seen, all the three of you have mastered it actually. The sentences, the way you carried your stories. We never felt, icebreakers are usually about us, right? Sometimes it may be boring unless you are you invented Facebook or you invented Apple iPhone. CEOs, we are not that kind of people. We are all mostly normal people, normal education, normal parenting. But to make it very interesting, you need to have that extra talent. Today, I saw all the three of you, the flow, the way you carried, the way you spoke, very interesting, very nice. It's not easy. If you have come till here, ask me. I took 6 months to give my icebreaker. And I gave after that only 2 speeches. I'm still writing my 4th speech. It's not easy to write at all, especially to make it appealing for others. You already mastered, you are already there. All the best to you guys. But one opportunity that you missed today is to stand and give the speech. When you stand, your voice modulation automatically changes. Your body language automatically changes. When you sit in front of the laptop, you can't use your body so much because you only your face is visible. Even if you're using body language, we don't see. And in a speech, 80% is it's your gestures that will attract the audience. Your gestures are very, very important because whatever you sound, if it syncs with your body language, it's more appealing to the audience. That is the only suggestion I have. But otherwise, as speakers, you've done extremely well today. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas sir. And I think we can close the meeting because we are already
late.
late.
Yes. So can I take 2 minutes to wind up because it's Prasanna, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Yeah. And we have Aditya hasn't spoken. We don't have the guests anymore. This is a topic which I felt it's everybody can involve. So as a Toastmaster, even I'll suggest you that instead of looking for a tough topic that you want to prepare, pick up some topics that are relevant for everybody. And you don't need a lot of time because you don't have to talk. You can ask the people questions and they'll talk and the session goes very well. There is nothing more interesting than making people talk, share their experiences, because when we come here, we want to share experiences, be lighter. And all the same time, we listen to others and learn from their experiences. That's what learning is. That's what Toastmasters meeting is all about. I still have a lot of quotes to say, but I will just couple of quotes and then I'll end this session. one aspect of a successful relationship is not just how compatible you are, but how to deal with your incompatibility. The second quote that I want to say is, a strong relationship starts with two people who are ready to sacrifice anything for each other. And the last and final, I have tons, but I'll just wind up here. A perfect relationship isn't perfect. It's just that both people never gave up. With that, I would like to conclude. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy your time, and all the best. And one more second. Can you open up your videos, please, for a picture? Swapnil, Aditya, Shashi sir. Aditya.
I'm unable to access camera on Zoom.
Okay, Aditya. Say cheese, guys. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
all.
Everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.